Hello everybody, we're at a protest today at the Tweed Court building in Manhattan. This is in protest to merit in terms of high school admissions and the things that have been going on for the past few years. Definitely since the COVID, but certainly before it, in terms of accelerated education, quality education through all grades. So this is going to go live in a second.
Sorry.
That's all right. I will be posting this on YouTube as well after the fact.
How are you? Thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Always you.
Merit matters! Merit matters! Hard work matters! Merit matters! Hard work matters! No lottery! Merit matters! Hard work matters! No lottery! No lottery! No lottery!
No lottery!
Come on the steps, please. If you're part of the rally, please come join us. Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Gotham Chu, and I'm co-founder of Place NYC and president of Asian Wave Alliance. Thank you for coming out on this Friday afternoon to join us to fight for our kids. We have a stellar list of speakers today, from parent leaders to parents of 8th graders to students. I want to start by reading a letter. And this letter was written by an 8th grader. Her sister was so devastated by what was going on for her sister, for her 8th grade sister, that she started a petition on change.org that has received over 1,000 signatures in 24 hours. She started a Facebook group that garnered now over 300 parents actively discussing what we should be doing. And we're holding the rally to make sure that we're fighting for the kids this year, that things need to change for this year, and things need to change next year. So let me read this letter from Lori Miller. Dear Chancellor Banks, I'm writing to express the injustice that the current school placement system has wrought on me and thousands of others across New York City. We were asked to be resilient and persevere through COVID lockdowns, and as a result, lost the normalcy that many enjoy while in middle school. Many of us had to grow up faster and buckle down to succeed despite this global challenge. I am the valedictorian of my school for the class of 2022, with an average 99 average, and yet these accomplishments are made to be insignificant and meaningless in getting into any school of my choice because of the new lottery-based system. If the aim of the policy was to stop people from being disenfranchised and left behind, then where does this leave me and thousands of other high-scoring students who worked hard to earn our grades? I am reaching out to you in hopes of not being a forgotten statistics in an atypical year for enrollment. It is wrong to have the city experiment on a new progressive method of admissions and use me and those in my place as the subjects. As a result of this practice, I am being unheard and unanswered to figure out a way to attend a good school. one that I earned a place in and one I elected to attend. As the Chancellor, I implore you to find a solution for me and for students like me who worked hard to acquire top grades. I put down 5 schools and was waitlisted to all of them. As 8th graders, we should not be receiving the message from elected officials that our hard work was disregarded and overlooked because of a new lottery system. Don't leave us as statistics to account for next year. Students like me who are wrong need assistance this year. I hope you can help in some way to rectify this injustice brought by the newly implemented meritless system. Lori Miller, 8th grader. So I want to introduce the list of speakers. The first one will be my fellow co-founder of Place NYC. He's a father to, this year, an 8th grader, and he is the Senate candidate for District 17 in Brooklyn. Vito LaBella.
Yay!
Thank you so much. So today was the 187 Carnival. I was out in the heat all day and my throat is a little not there, so I apologize. I actually started started on the road for my state Senate candidacy 4 years ago, 4 years and 2 days ago, when I marched over the Brooklyn Bridge with some of the people here in protest of what the city wanted to do for the SHSAT and how it negatively impacted the kids at my child's school, 187 in Brooklyn. So I was wearing this cap 4 years and 2 days ago, so I'll put this on right now because this is my lucky cap. And I want to thank everyone for coming, and I want to say that we kind of sort of won the fight, or at least held back the floodgates of what they wanted to do 4 years ago, but they keep chipping away, right? They come back in more subtle and more insidious manners with their plan to do away with merit in New York City. And that's why we're here, because it takes many, many forms. It's this lottery system this year for the high schools. It's the lack of a policy for middle school admissions for next year. It's this very, very flawed class size matter bill, which will force great schools like Brooklyn Tech and like 187 that are packed to the gills. It'll force them, the only way for them to comply is by getting rid of kids. And that's what they want. Because where are those kids going to go? Those kids are going to go to other schools, and it'll fill in schools that are not succeeding, and it'll force the hand of parents. But what they don't understand is that this attack and this plan of theirs to do that will not work, because parents will not send their kids to a school that they don't want to attend to. They will leave the city. They will move to another district. They will just do something else. So that's what they want. We cannot let them do this to our children. This is the future of New York City. We have to stand up for meritocracy. We have to stand up for hard work. It's our children here who get into Stuyvesant, who get into Brooklyn Tech. They're going to be the ones that are going to be the engineers of tomorrow, the doctors of tomorrow, the politicians of tomorrow. And we need to support them, because when these kids are put together with this critical mass of kids that are all on the same page, they make magic. They push each other. And that's the reason that it's so important. And this new council bill, it's great. We're going to have the SHSAT during the year. That's great. We're going to have tutoring. That's great. But it's not going to matter, because you know the only thing that's going to move the needle appreciably? It's more seats. I said this 4 years ago.
Just
more
counted
seats.
over 200 people.
We need to have Eric Adams promised 5 more specialized high schools. Well, we need to start building them, and we need to start building them yesterday.
Yeah.
My name is Vito LaBella.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for Place New York City and my friends here, and we're not going to give up this fight. Thank you so much.
No lottery!
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 Thank you.
Thank you. Up next is another co-founder of Place NYC and mom to an 8th grader this year as well, and a candidate for Congress, New York 10. My friend Maud Marin.
Thank you, Jatin. Hi, everybody. We're back again. We've all been here before. As Vito said, many of us are veterans of these fights. I am the mother of 4 public school kids, one of whom is an 8th grader. I'm a co-founder of Place NYC and a parent leader, an elected parent leader in the New York City public school system. My 8th grade daughter knew, and all of her friends knew, what their lottery number was this year, because they knew that getting into a good high school of their choice that was a good match for them depended on their number and not their hard work, not their studying, not their grades, not their tests, and not their effort. The DOE made it clear to 13 and 14-year-olds that their hard work does not matter, just their lottery numbers. I personally know so many families that are leaving this school system. New York City and New York State is losing families due to bad policies. And with regard to schools, it's because the changes made to our admission system were not made to improve education, to improve our schools, or to be more family friendly. They were made to satisfy ideologues who are never satisfied. Families like mine who can navigate this system will be okay. But working class families, immigrants, non-English speaking families are faced with confusion, with constantly changing systems that don't prioritize hard work, grade, or tests. The lottery system, in other words, is deeply inequitable. The changes made by Bill de Blasio and the social justice warrior ideologues that he answers to made our school system worse. Mayor Adams and Chancellor Banks, I voted for you and I supported you. I have high hopes for the work that you will do in this city. You inherited the mess that Bill de Blasio made, but it's your mess now and you have to fix it. We need you to restore merit to admissions and send a clear message to all the kids and families that hard work matters, studying matters, good grades matter, and education matters.
Right.
Yeah!
Thank you very much, Maud. Next up,
Hard work matters. Hard work matters. Hard work matters. Hard work matters.
next is another mom of an 8th grader, Ting Yu.
Hi, my name is Ting Yu, and my daughter's in 8th grade. I'm here to read my letter to Mayor Adams and Chancellor Banks. Our students are the pride and joy of our city. Since elementary school, our students are exposed to a variety of topics and activities to encourage a love of learning. Our middle schoolers work hard, developing a strong work ethic required to succeed in high school. The results of the class of 2026 high school admission was released on June 8th, and this is the biggest education-related catastrophe in New York City history. Education should not be political and should serve students equally, not force students to equalize their knowledge. Our school system should embrace the most fundamental facet of educational equity, nurturing every student's individual aptitudes and encouraging a mastery of different skills. The lottery system implemented for this year's high school admission sent a glaring message to the students. You are a faceless random number whose future is determined by a flawed algorithm. Your choices are irrelevant. Hard work and determination means nothing. Parents and students have lost faith in the New York City public school system. Many families are forced to move out of New York City or attend private schools to combat the devastating results of their high school admissions. The change of the high school admission policy has damaged our students, their confidence, their trust, and their future. These high-performing students are being sent to schools far away where they have no friends, in an unfamiliar environment, and will suffer long and potentially very dangerous commutes. To put these kind of stress on our teenagers is the last straw, negatively affecting their mental health and ruining their love of learning. We cannot allow this lottery system to continue and affect the class of 2027 and beyond. We implore you to implement the following so the next generation of high schoolers does not experience the same devastation. First, solve the current admission crisis by placing students from waitlists into schools and programs that will best serve them academically. Second, reverse the New York City high school admission process to the merit-based system ahead of the next application cycle. Third, speed up the establishment of additional specialized high school in each borough where the top 3% of students from each school will be admitted. Fourth, acknowledge that not every student needs college. We need to strengthen our vocational and technical schools to cultivate the skilled trade, the backbone of the American economy. Vocational and technical schools are well established in many Asian and European countries, even Canada. We need to follow their examples and eliminate the college tax. We need to take care of students with technical aptitude who do not need to have an expensive college degree to be successful members of the society. Finally, involve and offer parents an active voice and platform to work with the DOE before any change are made to existing and future policies. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ping.
Crowd's too quiet.
Next, we have our first student speaker, Samantha.
Hello. All right, I'm an 8th grader. My name is Samantha, and I have been a victim of lotteries. Anyways, I'm gonna start my speech. So, work hard, play hard. This is a phrase my parents taught me, but it didn't mean anything to my younger self. As I matured, it finally clicked. Working hard could lead to better opportunities. I kept that idea in my head, and it carried with me throughout the past year in hopes of attending my dream school, Townsend Harris. I trusted the school system to see my hard work and effort. I wanted them to notice what I've done in the past year and put me into an academically stimulating environment. They did not. I remember the day high school results came out. I had just received my yearbook and I went out to eat with one of my closest friends after school. When I learned that high school admissions were being posted online, I rushed to check them, praying that I got accepted into Townsend Harris. But when I opened up my email, my heart sunk. The only thought in my head was, this must be a mistake. Not only was I rejected from Townsend Harris, but I was not accepted into any local schools. I kept a 98 and above average throughout the 8th grade for what? To be waitlisted in the 3000s for my dream school? I have never felt so devastated, and to this day, I continue to feel betrayed. I know that I am not alone. Hundreds and thousands of other students have been in the same exact situation. Close and personal friends of mine have also been struggling with no place to go. What was the point of working hard if my fate was being decided by a random number? Even if I wasn't accepted into Townsend Harris this year, I hope to get other offers from other schools such as Francis Lewis or Cardozo. All of my hard work was wasted. My motivation for school has reached an all-time low. What was the point of working hard and aiming for excellence when we will only be punished? Is the phrase work hard, play hard just a myth in the eyes of a school system? As a student who puts academics as a number one, I truly believe admissions for high school students are unfair. A fair system is one where children are motivated to work harder in school environments because they will be recognized and offered corresponding opportunities. Students like me have been failed by the New York City public school system, and we deserve a change. The merit-based system must be reinstated.
Thank you, Samantha. Next, we have another mom and an 8th grader, Miona Zhang.
Hi, my name is Miona. I'm the 8th grader parent who live in Brooklyn. My son is one of the kids who wrote a letter to the chancellor. He is marked in 8th grader with a GPA 99. And he just got 4 rewards from his school last night. He worked so hard in the middle school with the honors math and science. He wants to study in medical, so we apply midwork with the medical science program. His academic is not the His academic is not because the Rotary. He will get into network with the medical science program for sure. But because the Rotary program, he didn't get into any of the high school in his list. We only get one offer. That is, he placed into Fort Hamilton High School with the music program. Even though he played violin, but that's not what we apply for. However, he's lucky because he take the SAT. He get into the Otherwise, he will cry because like he will have no high school he can go. On the other hand, I am like doing the WeChat group. I helping a lot of parents in the WeChat group. So I get the parents to look for me. I know a couple of the parents who from the lab. Which one is the very good middle school in Manhattan? I know it's 5 kids. They be placed to one of the special education high school. It's not a special high school. It's a special education. Which means it's I think it's the high school 47, which is for the deaf and disability students. Can you think about that? Parents told me their kid was crying and asked their mom, why do I need to work so hard in study if we being punished by those stupid Rotary? So as a parent, we had to call out to the mayor and the DOE chancellor that we need a mere basic admission, not the Rotary by the DOE, which is led by the political. Our kids should not be punished, not because they had a high performance, and then you just send them to random high school. Also, we had the parents who were living in Queens. They be placed to Staten Island. Can you think about that? The kid had to travel from Queens to Staten Island every day? No. It's longer than, the round trip is longer than 4 hours. Even as an adult, we cannot do that. How the kid can travel from their home to Staten Island every day for their study? There's not only one day. There had to be 180 days in one school year. So we need to let the mayor and the chancellor know. We need the mere basic admission, not the Rotary. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mary.
Merit matters. 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 Merit matters.
Thank you. Next, we have a parent leader. He is the president of Community Education Council 24 in Queens. And he's also a candidate for Assembly in D28 in Queens. Michael Canigliaro.
Thank you. You know, as the president of a Community Education Council, each day we are making sure that we have the issues of our children and our students taken care of. And I'm listening today to the parents here speak, and the bottom line is, this policy is a disaster and it should have never been implemented.
It's over 300 people here now.
It was put in motion by the de Blasio administration in December. Mayor Adams and Chancellor Banks should have stopped it before it was implemented by their DOE in January and kept the old system in place.
Yeah.
And I say this all the time. We have to stop using our children as political footballs. They have to stop using politics when it comes to our children, because you have children who worked hard this year, who took their tests, who are expecting to get the results. And at PS 128, we actually had a valedictorian who got into no schools. Okay? And that student's parent is here today, and this doesn't only affect the students, but it affects the parents, because not only do the students feel that their hard work go unrecognized, but the parents now are out fighting, and they should be, but they should have also been having the opportunity to get into those schools rather than being used as political pawns and using lotteries when those lotteries are creating more havoc than good. The top students with 95 averages are getting none of their choices and are being assigned to schools they've never heard of in neighborhoods they don't even know. Besides destroying children's lives, this will also destroy what were good schools. Now, even if a top student was lucky enough to get into a good school, they will be sitting next to failing students, and the schools will not have to lower them down their whole curriculum. And what this now does is the students who are going to excel have to wind up booking the ones who don't belong in that school, and the domino effect is nothing but bad. This whole policy must be reversed so next year we don't destroy another year of children. Academic merit must be the criteria to get into New York City's academically advanced schools. Period. Amen.
Yeah!
CEC 24 passed a resolution calling on the DOE to do this, and lo and behold, they didn't listen. So I'd say to our mayor and to our school chancellor, listen to everybody here today. Listen to your CECs. Look at the resolutions that we write, giving you good advice, and take heed to it, because at the end of the day, if you are going to continue with these bad policies, when it comes time for the new election, guess what's going to hit you in the backside? Thank you and have a good day.
Yeah! Merit matters. 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 Merit matters.
Next, we have a mother of an 8th grader, Carmen Saba.
Hi, everybody. This is real unfortunate to meet here today because our kids are affected by these laws. My son is an honor student and has been an honor student throughout his all years of schooling. He applied to 12 schools. We got into none. Not only are we on wait list for every single school that we apply to, we're in the thousands on that wait list. Let's be realistic. He's not getting into anything. So what do? This kid is not only an honor student, he is a New York State champion athlete 2 times. Okay? He is dedicated to everything he does. And what does he get in return? The back seat. He doesn't deserve that. None of our kids deserve that. None of our kids deserve that. Work hard, you should get something in return. Something in return. I paid for my school's education. I invested into his education. I get nothing. He gets nothing. That's not fair. We want change, and I don't want it 2 years from now. I want it now. I want change now. Now. Change these laws and help our kids. I'm not asking for favors. I'm asking for what my kid deserves. That's all I want. I want his merit. That's it. I want what he deserves and what he has worked for all of these years. That's it. Change the laws now.
Now! Now!
Next, we have another parent leader, a place member, and co-chair of the Diversity and Admissions Committee on CEC2 in Manhattan, Kaushik Das.
Thank you. This gentleman over here spoke about community education councils. That's what the CECs are. I'm a member of one of them. I wrote this chancellor and the chancellor before 20 different resolutions. 3 of them are on admissions, 3 of them are on high school admissions. We warned them this was coming. I wrote one with her. She's on the community council for high schools. We wrote one together. We sent it again. We told them this was coming. And you know what we're going to say now? I fucking told you so. And that's what I'm going to say. Sorry for my French, but we warned them. We warned them many times. Now, they like to say in the papers that the Black and Hispanic enrollment in schools like what is the one that they all say? Townsend Harris went up by a lot this year. Great. That's fantastic. But do you know what the cost was? This is the cost. 6% of students that graduate from 8th grade got none of their choices. That sounds like a small number to you? 6% is 4,700 students. 4,700 students, and that's why we're standing here today.
Too much.
It's too large. There's no equity in lottery. There's no excellence in lottery. It's not a system that works. When you have, they classified students as tier 1 for some of these screen schools. Do you know how large that tier 1 bucket? There are 4 buckets. How large do you think that bucket should be? You might say 25%. You're wrong. Way higher. You might say 33. Still wrong. North of 50, 63% are quote-unquote tier 1 students. Does that sound right to you?
No!
It doesn't to me. Overlap on top of that, 54% of our kids in New York City are below grade level reading or writing.
The chancellor can't do the math.
Can't read.
That's the problem.
They can't even write in script anymore because they haven't been taught it.
Now, I understand what the chancellor's trying to do. He has a heavy lift. There is a high literacy rate in our city. It affects certain ethnic groups more than others. I get that. I get that. But the problem has to be fixed earlier. You don't move goalposts at the finish line. This is what happens when you do that. 4,700 students this year sacrificed. They say it's temporary. It is not temporary for these students. It's not temporary for her. It's not temporary for her. It's not temporary for her. These are their high school careers we're talking about. This isn't fair. It needs to change. And an accommodation needs to be made for these kids that are here today, that the families that are here today. I'll work with the chancellor. I appreciate what like I said, we appreciate what he's trying to do. I know he got dealt a bad hand. I told him, in fact, he was dealt a shitty hand. It doesn't matter. We warned him it was coming. This is the consequence. This is what happens. It leads to an exodus outside of New York City. It leads to money leaving New York City, and it leads to a downward spiral of students and this perpetuating problem. I repeat again, we can't sacrifice our kids. We can't have 4,700 kids, they're not statistics, they're faces in front of you today. We cannot have them be sacrificed. We can't have this happen again next year. We can't have it happen ever again. Chancellor, I know you're listening. I know you've heard me. We've sat down and we've shook hands and we've had great talks. But I did tell you this was coming. We need to do something today. She told you it was coming. He told you it was coming. Half these people here told you it was coming. Let's do something now.
Now. Now.
Fix it now. Fix it now.
Fix it now. Fix it now. Fix it now. Fix it now.
And
Fix
one
it
other
now.
thing that what this gentleman said, and especially being on the CEC, is the demoralization where a child does what he needs to do or she needs to do and then gets these results. Think about that. Think about what the demoralization is. Is that fair? If you work hard at a job and you get promoted, or you're in a sports team and you get promoted, anywhere in society you get promoted, and at 8th grade these children are being shown you worked hard but you're getting demoted, not promoted. And what does that do to their minds, their young minds? It's creating a problem. It's creating a psychological issue for young minds, and this is all at the fault of the DOE. So what this gentleman said, what Ms. Arbo said, and we spoke yesterday, speaking to parents yesterday, I felt helpless because the Welcome Center that's supposed to be talking to everyone, as Bob Holden said in a letter to the Chancellor, an unwelcome center. And in CEC 24, Superintendent Madeline Chan took the time to talk to people. I, as CEC President, took the time to talk to people. But why is DOE afraid to talk to people when the proverbial you-know-what hits the fan and you turn them away rather than giving them answers? That is unacceptable. Fix your system, fix your game, fix this system, and do it now. Because this has to be done now. Fix it now!
Fix it now! Fix it now! Fix it now! Fix it now!
I'm going to add one more thing.
We're up to like 350
If they do
people now.
lottery again next year, let's also do a lottery for the director of high school admissions.
Yeah!
Let's also fire 6% of their staff.
Yeah!
If we are 12 of it, let's have them put it up to.
Yeah!
No lottery.
No lottery! No lottery! No lottery! No lottery! No lottery! No lottery!
Next, I'd like to introduce another place co-founder and member, and a member of CEC2, Mr. Chen Kwok.
Hello, everyone. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Excerpt from Invictus by William Ernest Henley. The late great anti-apartheid freedom fighter and first South African president, Nelson Mandela, often recited Invictus during his 27 years of imprisonment by the South African regime. Despite imprisonment and loss of control of his movement, his spirit could not be conquered, and he continued to plan for a free and democratic South Africa without certainty of ever being released. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Chancellor David Banks himself has used this poem to inspire his students to overcome life's challenges and to succeed academically and in life. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. This is the essence of the American dream. You can succeed no matter where you come from or where you started from, no matter what tyranny, suffering, enslavement you survived through effort and grit, controlling the things we can control, to overcome what is out of our control, and supported by our institutions like our education system, our legal system, and our culture. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Our children have faced difficult life challenges, and especially the impact over the last 2 years from the COVID pandemic. Yet children can and have overcome many of these challenges that are out of their control through their efforts, persistence, and tenacity. They are unbowed. Our institutions and school systems must recognize, support, and encourage the spirit of Invictus. We must end lottery admissions. We must base our education system on merit. We must instill and honor the spirit of Invictus in our children. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Thank you.
You want to come up? So we're going to wrap it up soon. We have 2 more speakers. Unless there are 8th graders here that want to speak. And I know we have many 8th graders here, but they seem to be all very shy. Yes? Would you like to speak? I would love to have students speak. We made it at this time, so let's, okay, we have another, come on up. Life skills.
Although I didn't plan a speech, I have to say that the DOE betrayed all of us 8th graders.
Yeah! That's right!
By throwing us into a lottery and seeing what would come out. This isn't fair, not only because for this generation of 8th graders, but for every generation of 8th graders to come. So we have to change this before it gets out of control. And although I did get into a specialized high school, there are so many students who didn't get into a specialized high school, so their fates were directly based upon these lottery results, which is clearly unfair.
Yeah.
I got into my 12th choice, which is my zone school, James Madison, and that's better than 6% of the NYC DOE students. So I'm so thankful for that. But so many students, we have lost faith in the DOE, and my sister is a 7th grader right now. She will be in the 8th grade next year, where if this doesn't change, she'll be thrown into the same lottery with the same unfair results, and this will happen over and over again. So we clearly need to change this. Merit-based admissions need to come back now.
Now!
Thank you.
Thank you very much for speaking up. Anyone else? Yes.
Hi, my name is Alejandra Garcia, and I'm Alexander Chin. We both got thrown into the lottery pool with both of us had 97 average for our entire 8th grade year. We both got it. We applied to 12 schools. We got into none of them. Absolutely none of them. Nothing. Now, we are fortunate enough to have enough to be able to afford Catholic school. Thank God that we got accepted into a Catholic school, but there are thousands and thousands of kids out there who do not have enough money for that. They cannot afford that. There are thousands of children who have worked harder than a lot of the kids, not harder, but they have worked harder than a lot of the kids that got a great lottery number and got accepted into their first choices.
4,700 of them.
4,700 of them. These kids worked their butts off. They have the hardest, and they got into nothing, absolutely nothing. And it baffled me. I could not even understand. Like I laughed when I opened that acceptance letter. You got into no schools, and I was in the thousands of my wait list with a 97 average for 8th grade. Whoa. So the DOE, I have lost faith in the DOE. Thank you.
Hard work matters. Hard work matters.
Hard work matters. Hard work matters. Merit matters. Merit matters. Hard work matters. Hard work matters. Merit matters. Merit matters. Okay, I'm Maria D'Angelo, and I'm running for New York State Senate in District 47, and I'm here with my friend Alex, daughter of very close friends of mine, her friend Allie, and her mom told me about her experience this past year, and it really broke my heart. And known Alex for many, many years. She's a wonderful student, wonderful athlete, top athlete, just a great family, great kid, and for this to happen to her or to any family in New York City is just an outrage. And I'm here to stand with you. I'm here to say, if I'm elected, I'm going to address this. You better believe it. I'm going to fight tooth and nail for you. I'm going to fight tooth and nail. Okay, so my immigrant parents told me that merit matters. I was brought up that merit matters. Merit matters. Merit matters. Merit matters.
Merit matters.
I told my 3 children merit matters. I told them that every day. They're 2 are in college, 1 graduated college. I told them every day, work hard, merit matters. In fact, that's what educators say, psychologists say, parents, countless thought leaders throughout history have said merit matters. Merit matters in school, in work, in life, in sports, marriage, family life, everything merit matters. Merit comes from hard work. Merit comes from what we tell our kids. Merit comes from doing what you have to do to get ahead. I just want to read a couple quotes. These are some of the great thinkers throughout history who say merit matters. How about Sophocles? Let's see, Sophocles, without labor, nothing prospers. The greater the effort, the greater the glory, Pierre Corneille. How about Eleanor Roosevelt? I am who I am today because of the choices I made yesterday. Margaret Thatcher. I do not know anyone who's got to the top without hard work. That is the recipe. It will not always get you to the top, but should get you pretty near. Colin Powell. There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. The dictionary is the only place that success comes before work. That's Vince Lombardi. Winston Churchill, Mark Cuban, I can go on and on and on. In fact, I did a little Googling. There were thousands of these quotes from the greatest minds throughout history who've said, merit matters. Except, guess what? Merit doesn't matter to guess who? But yet, the brains came up with the idea to abolish merit matters. They came up with this great idea. We have great thinkers in New York City who say merit doesn't matter. New York Times published a piece yesterday. The great Ginia Belafonte said merit doesn't matter. I guess she knows better than Sophocles, Maya Angelou, the greatest athletes of all time like Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps, the world's greatest leaders, Winston Churchill, Margaret Thatcher. I guess she knows better than they do. Because in her words, working hard leads to all kinds of things that don't get you where you want to be in life. And some kids are better at working hard than others. So what kind of lesson does that teach our kids? That merit really doesn't matter. So I stand with Place today, I stand with all of you today, that we remove merit and we remove the incentive to succeed. Everything we tell our children from a young age is thrown out the window. I've talked to hundreds of parents all over New York City of every background, public school, private school, Orthodox families, Catholic families, kids in NYC housing, kids in schools in areas that are not as high performing as they need to be, that need to get better. And there's one thing they all agree on. They all agree on teach our children that merit matters. Teach our children that working hard will lead to good results. They don't want other people telling them that their kids can't do math. They don't want other people telling them that they can't be successful because of who they are. They don't want merit to be eliminated. No child wants to hear that message, and no parent wants the government giving them that message. It is undermining, it is hurtful, it is psychologically damaging, and contributing to the low self-esteem that many kids are already experiencing. But this is New York City, and I guess they know better than all the great thinkers throughout history who said merit matters. But let's go in a different direction and stop telling kids what they can't do and what they aren't capable of, and start giving them the tools and resources that they need to be their best selves and put merit within the reach of every child in New York City. So let's do that. Let's close this in the words of the great Michael Phelps, one of my great, he's a great swimmer and a great athlete, and I hope this is true for all kids and everyone. There will be obstacles, there will be doubters, there will be mistakes, but with hard work, there are no limits. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Maria. Let's hear from another student. You want to speak to? Okay, after her. Oh wow. Now we're
Hi, I just wanted to begin with thank you so much for everyone coming here to fight for our education. It really means a lot to a lot of students across whole New York City. I don't have anything prepared, but I just wanted to start off by explaining a little bit of my story. My parents were both born in communist Czechoslovakia, where they had no freedom to succeed in any type of schooling. My mother went to get her master's in Japan, all the way from Slovakia, which is extremely far. They were able to come to the United States, here in New York City, the best city in the world, to give their kids an education, an excellent education, and here we are getting ruined by the DOE, the people who are supposed to be on our side. I don't think that sounds right.
No.
I'm from Brooklyn, and I've been an honor student all my life. Ever since I was a young child, I was learned that in America, you follow by life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is what America brings to us. And I'm in the superintendent program in my middle school, and I was thankfully be able to get accepted into my zone school, although there are many children who I know are not accepted into their zone school. The only problem is I was not accepted into my honors program. I was accepted into my zone program at my zone school. This is terrible because I've been working hard all year long to pass the living environment and Algebra 1 Regents, and yet I'm set back to retake these courses in my zone school because I was not be able to go into my honors program. This is unfair to me as well as a lot of other students who've been in the same situation. And I just wanted to bring this up because I feel this is something that we should work towards. This is unfair for all students and it should be stopped. Thank you.
Thank you so much for speaking up. Next, we have another 8th grader.
Oh, you're not?
Hello, I would like to introduce myself first. I'm Charles Lee. Next year I'll be a sophomore at Stuyvesant High School. Thank you. I was once here fighting for the SHSAT from Krista McAuliffe, the Academy of Business and Law. Hello. I would like to say one thing. Up here, all of these people that we see, you probably see them as the faces of children. However, I would like you to think of them as something bigger, something more. They're not just children. They are our future.
Yeah!
I want to ask you one question. How many students have been denied the right to the schools that they want to? 4,700. Repeat it with me. 4,700! And it's increasing. You were right. Thank you. These 4,700 students are candles snuffed out by these monsters working at the DOE. They don't want us to burn through the night. They don't want us to light up the future and to show everyone what we're capable of and fixing and improving the world that we live in. Thank you.
Yeah!
Thank you so much.
No lottery.
Let's hear from another 8th grader.
So hi, I'm an 8th grader, and I tested for a school in Manhattan called Nest M, and although I placed 29th in terms of just the essay, and I had an above average lottery number, I did not get into the school. So for all these other kids who did well in school, and if they had a really bad lottery number, they wouldn't be able to get into anything. So although I got into a specialized high school, some kids don't want to travel for 2 hours every day just to get just to go to a specialized high school. They should be able to go to their zone school. Even if their zone school doesn't provide the best education, they should at least have the right to go to not have to commute a long time every day.
Anyone else? If not, we're going to wrap this up. And our last speaker, nope. Oh, last speaker from my hometown of Whitestone, New York, Stefano Forte. He is running for state senate in District 11 of Queens, and he will wrap it up for us.
Thank you very much. Let's give a round to ourselves here. This is a beautiful turnout for this. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
A lottery is a gamble. Are we willing to gamble away our children's future?
No!
Everybody here is saying the same thing. The systems are failing us. The DOE is failing us. They told us that if you come to America, you work hard, you can make something of yourself. You can be somebody. You can go to the best school. You can get a good job. You can start a business. What are we teaching our students? If they work this hard and they have nothing to show for it because the elected officials have decided to gamble away their future.
Yeah.
What are we teaching them?
Woke politics.
And I'm going to tell you something. I have dyslexia. I have ADHD. I wasn't the best student. I was a pretty lousy student. But I stand here today with all of these students who have worked so hard and have achieved excellence, and they can't go to the schools that they want. I'm not sitting here as an honors student. I'm sitting as somebody who had to claw his way because I didn't get it as quickly as they did. But I still think that they should have the ability to have accelerated programs, gifted and talented programs. Keep that test.
Yeah.
That test.
Keep that test. Keep that test. Keep that test. Keep that test. Keep that test.
Our children are our future. We must harbor that future. We cannot gamble it away like a ticket at a gas station. These are our kids. No lottery. Thank you all very much. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Questions from the press?
Okay, that wraps it up for us. What an amazing turnout. Thank you so much for all the families and students that travel from all parts of New York City. I know many people travel from southern Brooklyn, from northeast Queens, or even uptown and crosstown is not easy to get here. So really appreciate it. It's going to be a long weekend. I hope you'll at least enjoy it a little bit. But let's hope that the DOE, Chancellor Banks, Mayor Adams hear us. Help work with us and make changes for all the students this year, and for sure send a very strong message that they are not going to continue, and we will return to a system based on merit, because merit matters. Thank you so
Merit
much.
matters. Merit 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 matters.
Okay, we got a great crowd here, but everyone stay in place. We need one camera and one phone. Where's the camera? Vito, where's Vito?
Right here. Okay.
Oh, okay, where's I need one more phone. iPhone 13? No? Okay. Alright, we need everyone get into the steps, get on the steps. Everyone except Vito, sorry guys. Yeah, you can do the Photoshop as I do. Okay, now. You want to get into? You want to get into? All right. I need Lucas. I need Martin. Will you two please come to the front? And I need the banner. Come on up to. Can you bring the banner to me? Can you bring the banner to me? Okay. Why do you want us to change for 3 minutes? Okay, all right. Now, the banner can come on over this side a little bit more. Yati? Yati? Yeah. Lucas? Yes. All right, now, we got to come out to the center a little bit more. Can the banner come out? Come on. Yep. It's your Please NYC event. So your Please NYC people
Can I get a viable shot after you finish?
Yeah, you can go in now.
Excuse me? Yes. That's touchy. That's touchy. That doesn't sound too good. Okay, we are going live in 2 minutes. We're going live in 2 minutes. So do yourself a favor. Please stay with us. We're going live in 2 minutes, so we need to stay in place to make sure we get a good work place.